The Buteyko method was developed by Russian doctor Konstantin Buteyko, who started his study towards the link between breathing patterns and diseases more than 40 years ago. A clinical trial held in Australia in 1994 found that after 12 weeks, asthma sufferers reduced their intake of bronchodilator medication by 90%. Steroid medication was reduced by 49%. And this reduction in medication was accompanied by a reduction in symptoms and an improvement in the quality of the life of the patients. Those in a control group using conventional treatments were only able to reduce medication intake by 5% or less. Despite all the attempts by medical doctors, pharmacists and scientists, the incidence and severity of asthma is on the increase. Many asthmatics are finding themselves increasingly dependent upon anti-asthma medication. Others spend years following complex and multi-step plans without seeing much improvement in their condition. None of this should seem surprising, as the cause of asthma is still unknown. Fortunately, a method does exist to combat asthma without the medication. It's called the Buteyko method. It can be used by both children and adults and can be incorporated into their daily lives. We're constantly told to eat healthy food and stay fit. We pay attention to issues such as cholesterol, weight and blood pressure. But one aspect of our body functioning that we tend not to think about is our breathing. For a well person, it's taken for granted. But for an asthma sufferer, breathing is a matter of life and death. We're used to thinking that the purpose of breathing is to get as much oxygen from the air as possible, and that carbon dioxide exhaled is a waste product, just like the exhaust fumes from a car. But this belief undervalues the true value of carbon dioxide. In fact, carbon dioxide is as valuable to our bodies as oxygen. Carbon dioxide is necessary in the chemical reaction, which allows oxygen to be released from the blood into the tissues. That's why, paradoxically, the more you breathe, the more carbon dioxide you exhale, which results in being less available oxygen for your body to release into the tissues. So that means that carbon dioxide is vitally important in the utilisation of oxygen in our bodies. Carbon dioxide also determines the alkalinity-acidity balance of our internal environment, which should be kept within a strict range. When we breathe incorrectly and exhale too much carbon dioxide, the body responds by excreting important minerals. This loss will eventually affect the functioning of all the body's major systems. Carbon dioxide has a relaxing effect on the smooth muscle that wraps around the airways and blood vessels in our bodies. In other words, carbon dioxide acts as a bronchodilator, but unlike symptomatic medication, the carbon dioxide produced by your body cannot harm you. It follows that if you restore the normal level of carbon dioxide in your body by a correct breathing cycle, you may not need relieving medication. So just to summarise, carbon dioxide helps utilise oxygen in our tissues. It regulates the acid-alkaline balance in our bodies and has a relaxing effect on our airways and blood vessels.